Okay, so I'm seeing this thing. And I've seen it a lot. And it has been existing forever. And they're common talking points. Very often, an atheist attacking a monotheistic person, or a non-Christian attacking the Trinity, or whatever. This and that. Or Christians talking among themselves and arguing about what the answer of these little trains of thought, what are they called? Thought experiments? Thought experiments. These little thought experiments going on. The common one is, can God create a rock so big that he could never pick it up? Which is a contradiction, because he's can't pick it up, right? And if he can't create it, that's also him not being omnipotent. So it's at least anti-omnipotent God, because the existence of contradictions. And this is easy. Don't tell God what to do. What are you doing? I'm getting worked up performatively because this is uncomfortable. The recurring motif of I don't like being filmed, and yet I'm filming myself. It's taking my soul. Why? Why can't God contradict themselves? Like really? That seems easy. The laws of logic and reality are wonderful and beautiful, but they obviously fail in the creation, in the interactions of metaphysics, in the creation of something out of nothing. You know, I love this argument. I love this argument for there's a Pete Holmes bit where he goes, atheism is so weird because they're always making fun of us for being like, well, God created everything, and they're like, come on, what do you think? Nothing created everything? You're saying before anything sprouted everything. That doesn't make any sense. Well, the point, and I heard this off of Alex O'Connor, which is great. If you're here, you probably already know what Alex O'Connor is. I'm gonna get him on the show one day. In 3 years. Is that true nothingness doesn't have the rule that something can't come from nothing. True nothingness does not have the rule that something can't come from nothing. So something can come from nothing. Why not? Fuck it. And eventually that would happen. In this non-time space, it seems unlikely that it wouldn't try to be everything for a while, and then heat death, heat death is not things stop happening and we reach absolute zero. Heat death is, there is no meaningful difference between everything. The coffee has been stirred. You can't watch the fun swirls of milk dance in the coffee, creating little tendrils. You can't watch the dye spread out into the entire tank. Just like, it looks like a little creature. It's cool. Because, but there is a point where the coffee is mixed, where the water is now red. There's things changing in there, things moving in there, but it no longer looks different. It's non-differentiable. And this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about true nothing. I'm talking about where there's not quantum fluctuations, there is no rules. And really, I'm inclined, I give God the benefit of the doubt so much that I think, I have this maximum here. And there's levels to this. I think that if God wanted to have never exist ever throughout all of history and now and forever and throughout time, that he could. I think he could undo that and say that never happened, and he'd be right. And I think that if I could come up with that in my stupid little brain, then he could play whatever the fuck games he wants. I'm cursing too much, but nobody's gonna see this anyway. Fuck ad revenue. I'm gonna play a copyrighted song. Play a Taylor Swift song. Give her the pennies.
You're on the phone with your girlfriend. She's upset. She's going on about
look at this. My friend thinks this is not swaggy. This is my dirt clothes that I left outside. You give me a little cup of the coffee. Is that shit done? Lao Tzu.
Are you still recording?
Yeah. Lao Tzu was a baller, right? Apparently, like, he wrote he banged out a religious text like it wasn't shit. And obviously it's like when somebody with a master's makes a cool YouTube channel that does really well. It's like they just had to learn how to do the YouTube part of it. They already had a foundation of knowledge. You know, this is something I heard today that I'm totally stealing, is that you see a lot of people, you see a lot of videos out there and you can totally tell, or I don't know, maybe you can't tell. Maybe I can't tell. But there are a lot of people out there who make a 10-minute video or an hour-long video, but you can tell they only have 10 minutes worth of information or an hour worth of information, sometimes even less than the length of the actual video. There's a fucking video essays 10 times longer. See you, buddy. I have like YouTube videos that are long about a media that are longer than the media. That's cool. Fuck it. We ball, right? Yeah, jumping off points and shit. You know, infinite and complexity. The stories are like hard drives for meaning. Fuck you. Coffee's ready. This is swaggy though. Look at this. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, Book 1. The first shit that he says. He opens it with, oh my god, he opens it with, the principle that can be enunciated is not the one that always was. The being that can be named is not the one that was at all times. Before time, there was an ineffable, unnameable being. When it was still unnamed, that's the first line. That's the first line. The thing that always was the thing that always was. Once you describe it, you're wrong. You're already wrong. You can't say because of this and that blah 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 blah. You're already fucking wrong, gang. It's just the way that it is. But when it was still unnameable, it conceived all the things. This is the second line. When the principle that is unnameable conceived of all of things, it became nameable. This action is one. These two things are one. That's what it says. It says these two acts are but one under different denominations. Right? Not endorsed by Lao Tzu. Not endorsed by Lao Tzu. But I'm inclined to think when we're talking about the Father, in cases where we normally are, when we're talking about the Father, we're talking about something that is outside and yet all-encompassing. That's still the nature of the principle that cannot be enumerated. Or not! Guess what? That's how it goes!